Hello and welcome to this week's episode. The first week we had some amazing adventures from our intrepid heroes. Now we see whether or not they will survive the strange, mysterious creature that seemed to burst forth from the snow in front of them. If you haven't watched the video yet where they've introduced their characters, head on over to that video. Watch out for them chatting about who they are, why they're playing them, and why they why they're in the situation they happen to be in. So let's jump straight into it. We sink our minds down now onto that frozen, frigid moon that was slowly orbiting a long, distant planet on the outer rim of the Star Wars galaxy. You had just escaped from that rather remarkable temple where you had recovered 6 data crystals, if you recall. As you came around the corner, however, there was a shifting of the snow. Your ship is but 100 yards yonder, slowly being blanketed by more snow. And that snow had shifted and had revealed a creature which bellowed in rage at you. This loud roar as it just starts to lumber forward. And I'll give you a sense of what it looks like as we go to the battle map provided for us by Dungeon Fog. This thing comes lumbering forward into your view. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. Now, you've heard about Wampa before, but usually they're twice the size of a man. This thing stands 3 or 4 times the size of an average human. And just seems particularly aggravated. All of you can give me a spot check, however.
Ooh. Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. There we go. It's a good way to start it. So
28.
Whisk got a 20. Lexi, I'm just going to work through the order.
24.
Dirty 24. Itora.
Which one does it use?
Spot.
Yeah.
A D20.
That's a
Wisdom.
straight 9.
Okay. Shao.
4.
Great. Zep.
28 total.
28 total. There we go. All right, so pretty much everybody except for Shao and Itura, who apparently are not looking at the giant creature in front of them, notice that this thing has, it looks like a very old collar around its neck. And where it has stepped up from could possibly be a very archaic form of a hibernation chamber of some kind. You're not sure. But as it stands up, the snow just pours in and covers it over completely.
Another trap. No.
Leaving this creature to start wandering forward. And on that note, we're going into initiative, please. As this mega creature lumbers forward, it's not particularly fast.
Ouch.
Ooh.
9.
Okay, starting from the top, Whis.
9.
9. Lexi.
8.
Do I have a 6 or 7 from Itura?
6.
Oh no! Do I have one better from Shao?
8.
Okay, that's promising. Zep.
11.
Wow. Okay, apparently the
11.
cold has got to your characters. This creature is going first, I'm afraid.
No.
Well, to be honest with you, a stormtrooper would go first with those numbers. So yes, it covers the distance quite quickly. Itura, by virtue of the layout of the tokens, you are standing in its immediate path. So it just lumbers forward, and it tries to swipe you with one of its massive, massive claws.
Pretty baby, please.
Yeah, let's see. That is going to hit a defense of 17.
Yeah.
It smashes into you with its claw, and You feel an intense blinding pain. You take 11 points of damage from your vitality. Vitality first. 11 points of damage. And I need you to please give me a fortitude saving throw.
17.
Sounds
That's
like
an 18.
That's fine. That's fine. As it slams into you, it knocks the wind out of you and it staggers you, but it doesn't cause you to drop or to get knocked over. It's just this massive, massive impact. It then snarls at everybody, standing over Itura as if declaring, this is my food. Back away. Zep, you're acting first.
Ooh. Well, guys, I think it's attacking.
Ow!
So I'm going to fall a couple meters back, draw my blaster, and fire.
You're going to fall a couple meters back. There's a bit of a snowbank directly behind you, but yes, you go back as far as you can. I'll move the frame now. So that's as far back as you can go before you're starting to climb up very, very loose snow that's piled up against the side of the temple. You going to fire?
And, okay.
Sorry, did you say you were going to shoot
19.
it? Sorry, you did. Okay, 19 is definitely a hit. It thuds into it. You realize this creature's thick, thick fur could pose quite a good defense against blaster fire.
Ooh.
What's your damage?
Okay. 11 damage.
11 damage. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Your blaster hits it. It doesn't seem to notice the impact, as a matter of fact. Whis.
Friendly reminder, I don't have any vitality left because force costs vitality.
Yes.
That's a thing. So maybe I will attack, draw my lightsaber, try to cut his hand off.
Remind us again, what's the color of your lightsaber?
Blue, it's my Padawan saber
That's it,
given by
okay.
the.
Do you want to go to the left
master.
or to the right of the creature?
To the right.
Left, right. Okay, so you rush forward. You swipe at this thing.
Yep.
Make your attack. It slices.
Oh, it's 4. Well, I missed.
Yeah, maybe you're a bit nervous of the creature. Maybe
It's too big.
It's very
Too
big. You're dodging, you're weaving, you're going through the various blade cutras that you've been taught repeatedly at the academy over and over and over again. But yes, they
I didn't learn how to fight that big things.
Lexi and Shao, what is your dexterities? What is your dexterities, Lexi and Shao? Because you have the same initiative. So.
10.
Dexterity is 10.
Yes.
Mine's 15.
All right, you're going first, Lexi. What you doing?
Lexi's going to pull out a slug rifle, and she's kind of going to circle around to the left. She needs to stay within 10 meters of it. Which way is our ship cardinally?
To the north, directly north.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Straight
so
up
she's going to kind of like circle around to the left, but staying within 10 meters, and then
Okay.
shoot it.
How far around do you want to get? Because from where you were, that's 5, 10. Yeah.
Just like my movement, so like 10 feet. I just
Okay.
kind of want to move forward towards the ship, like skirting around it, but staying within 10 meters.
Sure thing.
So I can shoot it. Okay.
Absolutely no problem. Make your attack. It's not focusing on you. Itura is definitely its target.
That's an 18.
Definitely a hit. You think it's a hit. It hits in the fur, but whether it connects with the body or not, you're not sure.
It's 2d8 plus 1.
What colour is your blaster?
It's a slug rifle,
Oh, it's
so
a
it's a
slag.
bullet.
Oh, that's right. There's this loud bang. Yeah.
14.
14 damage.
Yeah.
as it hits the creature, you see this instant blushing of red underneath the fur, and it bellows out in rage, and its eyes now fixate directly on you, these very black eyes. Shao?
I'll draw my sporting blaster, kind of long pistol that looks like it's never been fired because it hasn't, and kind of nervously point it at the Wampa. 14.
14. You fire at it. You are convinced it was a solid hit, but perhaps it passes through its fur and doesn't seem to connect with anything, because you do see a little puff of snow on the other side where your shot missed, sadly. You do have a movement.
Yeah. Is this a tree to the right?
Yes, it's a very overgrown, frozen sort of pine tree.
Okay, I would like to hide behind it.
All right, you kind of squeeze in behind the tree and the wall.
Yeah, perfect.
Snow getting in everywhere. It's cold and frigid, but it's safe-ish for a given value. Itura?
Question. Do I first subtract from my vitality and then go into wounds? Because
Yes.
my vitality is 9 and it did 11.
Yes, so you would go into wounds, correct.
Ouch.
Yes.
Okay, then. I want to ride the Wampa.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you
that's
trying
good.
to do?
I'm trying to climb using the fur as like ladders, and I'm trying to like grab the collar and start just stabbing it in the neck.
Okay. I like that. That's bold. That's daring. That's interesting. Okay. Give me a climb check to begin with.
14 plus 5, that's a 19.
That's a 19. I'm going to say that you managed to climb up this creature. But because it's moving, before you can make your first attack, I need you to give me a reflex saving throw so that you can see if you can hang on to it whilst it's busy moving around. And is it paying attention to you, or is it still focused on the wound? No, it's now paying attention to you again.
That's a 16.
You're fine. You're kind of riding on this thing. You're pulling on its fur. You'll be able to attack it next round because climbing up the large creature is going to take your full movement. All right. That brings us back to the top of the round. This creature, as in most cases, it can't reach you because I assume you went for its back.
Mhm.
So it can't really get to you. It's spinning around. It's angry. It's just going to swipe out at the first thing that it sees that it thinks is remotely responsible, and that's back to you, Lexi. So it lumbers half a step forward and then just swings those massive claws for you. And that's a 23. Thank you to Easy Roller Dice for giving me player-killing dice. So that's a 23. I believe that's a hit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a hit.
You believe.
Well, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. It heard me. There we go. You only take 7 points of damage
Ooh.
as
Okay,
it
that's-
whacks you. You need, however, for you to give me a reflex, fortitude saving throw, please. It is significantly big. And significantly strong.
Fortitude.
Yes.
Fortitude is. Oof. I rolled a 1.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right, well, in
Plus 2.
you can roll a d4 for me, please.
That's a 1.
Oh, you're lucky. It must have bashed you across the skull or something. It hit something hard, and you are next round. You are stunned, so you take a penalty to all of your roles and things that require concentration or attention or spotting or listening. So your attack rolls, that sort of thing.
What's the minus?
-2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That's its attack. Zep.
Can I attempt to bluff it?
What are you trying to bluff it?
To target me.
Oh, yeah, you can try and enrage it. Give me a bluff check. You can pretend to be the biggest, scariest thing out here.
16.
16. Okay. Well, I would say that's a that check. It gets a 15. You succeed. It looks away from Lexi, who's standing there, and looks directly at you, Zep, and takes a first lumbering step towards you.
Hey, I taste like sweet watermelon from Corellia here. Come on now. And I'm going to try and move away.
You're going to try and climb up the snowbank?
Yep.
Let me give you a perspective here. You're going to try and climb up the snowbank. Okay, give me a climb check as you scrabble up this loose snow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's a bad idea
5.
with your back.
5. Zep seems to kind of wade into the snow, and all that you're doing is effectively making a little funnel leading directly to you at the moment, because you're not on top of the snow, you're in the snow, as you up to about your waist.
That was a bad mistake.
We'll see about that. Yeah. Whis.
Try to attack again.
Okie dokes. You swing that lightsaber.
Swinging at his knee. 9.
9. You are shaving fur off of this wampa as your blade sings through the air, but fails to connect. Are you going to try and move?
Well, maybe I move a little away.
To the left. So you're moving away. Okay. I'm going to have to change the title of the show. I was calling it Legends of the Republic, but I think I'm going to have to call it
Well,
Leaving the Republic.
Oh, we're legendarily bad.
That's wonderful. Do you want to move your full movement away, or how far away do you want to move? Because you were here. You can move right out to the footsteps if you like.
maybe not a full movement. A little bit to the right.
To there?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Lexi, you stand staggered. You can act, you just have that penalty. It doesn't seem to be looking directly at you anymore.
Not yet. So I'm going to continue my little circuitous? Yes, I think that's the word. Route around the wampa, staggering in the snow.
Yes.
And then shoot it again.
How far away do you want to get from it before you shoot it? Because you've got quite a
I'd like to remain 10 meters away from
10
it
meters,
if I
that's
can.
right. You see.
Yeah.
Okay, so about
As long as I'm within 10 meters. So like, yeah.
All right. You are indeed within 10 meters. You can see Itura hanging on to its collar, about to start stabbing it, I think.
I like this dice. I'm going to keep this one. This one's a good dice tonight. So that's a 19.
A 19. Okay.
Yeah. So do I take a penalty to damage as well, or is it just the attack?
No, just the attack. So you hit.
Oh, so that's just a 6 this time.
6 damage. Yeah, it's a glancing blow. Itura, you see this blast sort of hit the shoulder. The shoulder's about 2 feet away from you, so it wasn't too close. Shao.
So Shao looks at the situation with Itura on its back, looks at his blaster. Bad idea. Puts it away. I have a different idea. How close is the ship?
The ship is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 150 feet away.
Oh, well, that won't work.
You could run half that... no, not even half that distance. You could double move half that distance.
Okay. Well, then that's what I'll do. I'll start booking it towards the ship and say, I have an idea.
I have an idea. I'm going to leave this planet.
Don't hit me!
Well, we have a turret on our ship.
Yeah. All right. So you've run that far from where you were. It's difficult running in the snow, but yes, you are definitely making progress. Etura?
I am aiming for the jugular.
All right. You can make your attack. What you get?
That's not a good face.
No.
Nope.
That's an 8.
Even with your bonus for being right on top of him, you are jabbing it in, but you realize that the back where you're hanging, the neck area, the fur is so thick that you doubt your blade is even getting through to the actual skin. You're just sort of stabbing it in there. It's kind of not getting there whatsoever. It is.
Do I still have a movement?
You do, if you want to. Yes.
I want to move to its horns because I suspect that we are going to get some turret fire to the backside of it soon.
Okay. So you're trying to climb up to the horns. Give me another reflex saving throw, because it's definitely, as you get to its head, it's going to shake its head.
That's a 17.
17 is fine. That brings us to the top of the round. There is this from the Wampa as it just charges straight at Captain Zepp in his little tunnel. It's kind of like a burrito, really, that you've made for the Wampa, as it just charges forward, and unfortunately it will just cover that distance completely and slam into the snow. It does get a penalty to hit you because the snow is all around you. But it just charges straight at you and brings its massive claw swiping. With its penalty, it only has that, so it hits an armor class of 22.
I got 15.
Okay. Give me a fortitude saving throw. It hits you for maximum damage. You take 12 points of damage.
Okay, 16.
Okay, it hit you in the soap, and as a result, absorbed most of the damage.
Oh, poor soul.
It absorbs the concussive force, but you do take 12 points of damage.
He just made
Oh,
the captain
now
mad.
I'm mad. I'm hurt, but mad.
And
Don't mess with the soap!
Yeah, it looms over you, glaring at you ferociously. It is your turn, Captain. What are you doing?
That's a good question. I didn't think this through. Okay. Can I charge beneath its legs?
It is an
Like try to run
acrobatics
under
check, but yes, you can.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me now. Which one's acrobatics?
It's dexterity base.
Okay. That would be an 18.
Wait, am I making it up? There's no such skill as acrobatics. Is there? No, it's escape artist. Sorry.
Okay, escape artist. Do I have anything in that?
That's also dexterity
No,
base.
so it's 18.
18. 18 is more than enough. As you roll between its legs, it kind of looks down at where you were. Itura, you're still riding this thing at the back as it's looking down. But yes, you have managed to slip your way underneath it.
I'm gonna dart as far as I can. As far as you'll allow me.
Ah! Not the soap. All right, so you run as fast as you can towards Lexi and Whis. In your turn, not a problem. Whis, you're up next.
I will try attacking again. Maybe.
Have you got a ranged weapon?
Well, I will run forward.
Oh, you're going to engage it? Okay, so you're the... To point out, you are the only character who's actually running towards the creature at this moment. But that's fine.
Well, let's try it.
All right, you rush forward, lightsaber in hand, ready to strike.
Gods of the dice, help me.
Use the force.
Yes. 16.
16.
Maybe this will help.
You swing at it, you hit it, and there is this horrific smell of burning hair, but you don't connect with its actual body itself. You just expose this matted fur underneath the outer fur. So unfortunately, you don't actually deal damage to it. You get this close to actually inflicting wounds, but you just can't get through that thick fur.
The fire grenade.
Yeah, that could work. Lexi.
Okay, so when you're further away than the increment of your weapon, I know the attack bonus drops off. Does the
Yes.
damage drop off as
No.
well? No. Okay. So, how far away am I from it then? Are these squares 5 meters?
Yes. No, the squares are 5 feet or
5 feet.
it's
Right.
1.5 meters, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 35.
Okay, so I'll just within 20 meters.
Yeah, you
this
are
time.
definitely.
Okay.
That's 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. And then she's going to try, now that the tour has moved around a little bit, she's going to
Yes.
try shooting it again and then back off to the ship, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Do I need to confirm crits in the...
Oh yeah, this has a crit system, right? Yes, go for it. So you roll a natural 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. Roll again.
So do I need to... Yeah. 17.
17. That's not enough, I'm afraid.
Okay,
Just short.
so it's just a normal
Just
hit.
a normal hit. I always felt that was such an unfair system.
That's 9.
9 points damage. It's not an unfair system. I think it's perfectly fair. It's absolutely fine. This creature is, as that shot hits it, you see a great big spurt of blood start to come out of the wound where you slice through its arm. It is now definitely taking severe damage from your attacks. It's not looking great at all.
And then she's just going to like continue to back up and just like say, I think we should try and get back to the ship. It doesn't seem to like the boom. So, yeah.
All right, so you're going to make half your way back there. That takes us to Shao. You carry on running. You'll be able to get to the ship at the end of this round.
Yes.
All right, you run forward towards your dynamic class freighter. It is off the map, but you will get there at the end of the round. The landing ramp is closed. There is a whistle. Quickly, Zep, give me a letter from the alphabet.
L.
L. Okay. Itura, give me a number.
7.
Shao, give me a letter.
P.
Okay. Whisk, give me a number between 1 and 10, excluding 10.
5.
All right. There's a whistle from L7P5 who recognizes your approach. And the ramp lowers down of the ship. Are you going to get on it, Shao?
Oh, yes. I'll climb in, and if I have any movement left, I'm heading for the cargo hold.
Okay. You're on your way to the cargo hold. I'll come back to you because you were running through
Okay.
snow. But yes, you will get to the cargo hold. No problems there. Itura,
I'm aiming for the eye.
you're aiming for the eye. Okay, go for it. It does give you a penalty, but
20!
natural 20. All right, roll it again.
That's 15.
And your bonus to hit?
0.
Ah, so it's just a 15. All right, with your 20, though, that definitely allows you to hit it in the eye. So do your damage. Do your
With my-
damage.
Wonderful D4. That's a 1.
You deal 1 point of damage to it. Sorry, I'm just calculating that the person who's wielding the
Just
smallest
imagine.
weapon climbed on.
I'm just imagining that she misses with the dagger and just accidentally just pokes it in the eye instead.
Okay, so there we go. Yep, you poke it in the eye. Unfortunately, it's not even enough. It scratches it and it causes it to flinch, and it can reach its head with its claws.
Tough skin, tough eyes.
Yeah. So that will be a possibility. You do have a movement.
Can I prepare my shock baton?
Unfortunately, you don't have any other attacks left this round, so you could put the knife away and get your sock baton out. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
I will
Perfect.
do that.
Okay. That does take us to the top of the round. It does swipe for you now, Itura, unfortunately.
Scratch your face.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's trying to just rip your face off. It doesn't believe in half measures. It reaches up and it gets us. Well, Shao's got a plan, right? Shao's got a plan. Because that's really high. I'm going to change dice now. 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage to you.
The reflex saving throw is a 20 dirty.
Dirty 20. Okay. Fortitude saving throw. Huh?
Yeah, fortitude.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't get
Getting
knocked
them with
unconscious. You don't take the damage from the blow, but you do take 8 damage. You still alive?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Captain Zepp.
All right, you hairy thing. Take this, and I'm going to turn around and fire a blaster shot at it.
Nice. What color is your blaster?
I'm going to go with a nice deep red.
Nice. All right. This red blaster bolt sails across the frozen snow.
A 10.
And it kills the snowbank next to the Wampa. Absolutely melts it. It's shattered. It is lost to us for all eternity.
You see that snowbank? That's going to be you if you don't stop.
Are you going to move or are you just going to stand there taunting it?
I'm just going to step a meter back, and that's about it.
All right. You take a step back. So then we get Whis.
Yep. I will attack it into the exposed skin. Maybe that will help.
All right. You hear the training of your old master. Use
Roll,
the force.
Please. Good roll. Oh. 19.
That's a hit. Your blade slices into its flesh. Do your damage. Zroar.
2d8. 4 and 8.
12 points of damage. No bonuses or additions to that? Just straight up? Is it just
Nope.
that? Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. 12 points of damage. You cut into this thing's leg deeply, causing the whole thing to drop to one knee as your blade has sliced almost through its entire leg, as a matter of fact, with that amount of damage. And it's just bellowing in rage, flailing wildly. Are you going to do anything else? You got a movement still?
Well, I move away. I think it will be attacking me now.
Done. I've hit it. I'm out. Mic drop. I'm done. Okay, so you move back 5 feet from the creature. That's all you can do at this moment. And that brings us to Lexi. All the way back this way.
I was just trying to look up there, but I didn't get to it in time. Is there any kind of like if I get down on like one knee and
Yes.
prepare an aimed shot kind of thing? Yeah, so that's what I want to do, but I want to just kind of like hold there because I kind of want to see what Shao's doing. I feel like I'm at a safe-ish enough distance, but if it charges, then I want to shoot it.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I just want to kind of like hold a steady aim.
I'm happy for you to do that. I'll give you
kind of
+2 to your attack. If it charges you, you'll fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem at all. Shao, you are in the cargo of the ship. I'm not going to switch to that map just yet, but you are in the cargo hold. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'll find the place where I've stored my goods that I've brought from Planet Dak.
Right.
And I have in a big container 50 kilos of lampfish tongue. So I'm going to pick that crate up and just run as fast as I can with it back out the ship. It's almost as heavy as I am, but if I can
Thankfully,
lift it.
this is Star Wars, so you don't
Excellent
lift the
idea.
crate. You just press the button on the side of the crate, and it just floats up on its own little repulsor lift.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's what you do, and you start pulling it out. You can pull it out
Yes.
quite easily. The crate is still sealed, though.
Okay. Yeah, I want it to stay sealed, and I want to get it closer to where I can try to use it as bait.
Okay. If you want to push yourself, you can give me a fortitude saving throw to push faster through the snow. If you fail, though, you will become tired.
Yeah, I want to push.
All right.
I've got to try.
Fortitude save as you come rushing with this crate.
Oh please, oh please, oh please. So 14. I'm debating. We have one force point, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna use it
You're going to use it? All right.
Yeah.
You're going to reroll.
to add 1d6.
Oh, add a d6. Okay. Yes, go for it.
Okay. A 1. So
15.
15.
That is what you needed. So you are exactly on point. You are pushing this crate. I'm going to say that you're going to get to here with your crate that you are now pushing on its little hover pad there. So you are still a little bit of a distance away from the creature, but definitely getting closer and closer. Lexi, you see Shao coming out with this crate. There's the sort of the repulsor pad that this crate is on. You might not be sure what's inside of it, but he certainly seems...
I think she'll probably just do a sly raise of her eyebrow and then go back to concentrating on her target.
Itura?
I'm pretty banged up. A question. What if our wounds go to 0?
You don't want your wounds to go to 0. Ask a different question.
That door looks awfully close to the temple.
It is. It is. It's not far at all.
Itura is like bleeding profusely, and she's going to just jump down and aim for the door.
Okay, you're going to jump and aim for the door. Yeah, give me a jump
And I'm
check.
not disengaging, am I?
No, this book didn't have those kind of rules in those days. But yes, you can jump. You can give me a jump check.
14, I think.
14. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give it to you. You land at its feet.
Yes.
But because
Dash.
it's flailing around and it seems focused on Whis because he was the one who caused the most damage. If you do try and run to the door, though, you will evoke an attack of opportunity. Or you could just try and hide up against the door by just moving your little 5 feet and hope that it doesn't come for you.
Can I hide in the snow? Well, I'm very
no,
bloody,
you're
so no.
leaking
I'm gonna
everywhere.
leave.
Yes,
I'm gonna lean to the door.
You're gonna try and hide in the doorway.
Yeah.
All right, you're pressed up against the doorway. Please don't see me. Please don't see me. Top of the round, it is this creature. Well, you're bleeding, and that's its favorite smell. But Whis is standing there, his lightsaber engaged. He has hurt it quite badly. So I'm going to say it is going to go after Whis. It lumbers, it crawls itself forward, and it kind of pulls at you and opens up its mouth. It's going to try and make an attack against you. This is its attack. It gets, I think this is going to be its first miss. It gets a 13. What's your defense?
13.
I think you have to go back to the academy. You're standing there. You are surprised at how suddenly dexterous this thing is that it lurches forward, swipes at you, does 8 points of damage.
Ouch. Now I'm wounded really hard.
Give me a fortitude saving throw as this thing smacks at you, knocking you sideways.
42. Natural 20.
There we
plus
go.
2.
You shrug it off. It's like, you hit me again. Go on. That wasn't even hard. My mother hits harder than that. Yes, you are not affected by this magnificent blow it has landed against you. Captain Zepp.
Whew.
You are aware of Shao pushing this hover crate through the snow. You recognize it as being one of his personal belonging crates.
I'm going to pull back to where Lexi is,
Okay.
and I think I'm going to try to shout at it again.
You realize, you think that is going to be a really tough order, considering that you can see Weiss is standing there, but you can see, I have no idea what color blood your race
Hello.
bleeds. What color blood do you have? Because they breathe an acidic atmosphere, right? That's why they have the
Helium.
helium. There we go.
I don't remember seeing the color of blood.
No, so you choose. Tell me what color is the blood of your species.
Well, it may be red.
They're okay. All right. So it's this red blood. You can see that pooling around him. You can see a blood trail from a tour up the steps. And this creature is severely damaged. So you're not sure that you'll be able to intimidate it from where you are. You could. It would just be a very, very tall ask.
I'm going to pray to the dice gods and take that chance.
All right. All right.
Let's see. That is... I'm going to look at my sheet.
Yeah.
My bluff is 25.
That's a pretty good ask. It hears your bellowing and shouting, and you think inside of its little brain it has identified that Whis and Itura are dying, and so it can leave them in its deep freeze and come back later on to finish them off, because they're not going to go very far. And you're now making a very big noise, and standing next to you is another thing that it can eat as well. So it's going to come towards you, you think. It sort of looks up at you and starts clawing its way forward.
Hey, you big fuzzy. Your mother was a Jawa and your father was a Jawa.
Whis, you are hearing this taunting coming from behind you. It's your turn. What are you doing? It doesn't seem to be looking at you anymore.
Well, I have 2 wound points left.
Yeah.
Maybe I will heal myself.
You're going to use a stim pack, or
Med pack. I have a med pack.
you have a med pack? Okay. Do you want to move out of the way of this thing first? Or...
Yep, I will try to move away a bit from it.
All right.
Then
Towards
heal myself.
the tree. Okay. Not a problem. You can do that. What do you
It's
get?
10 plus 6, so it's 16.
Nice.
For a med pack, I need 15.
Okay.
And the med pack is D2.
There we go. There we go.
Pack win.
All right. You figure out your healing.
Yeah.
Lexi?
Phew.
Why is this
Lexi's-
coming?
Yeah, Lexi's gonna look at just kind of call back to Whis and
Yes.
just say, "Right, what's in there?"
You mean to Shao?
Yeah, sorry, Shao, not Whis. Apologies. Yeah,
I've
she's
got
gonna
something
just
else for it to eat.
right.
What you doing?
I think she's going to. her friends need help.
Say that.
Yeah. I think she's still going to try and shoot it
All right.
as well. Even if she misses, like the noise of the report, obviously, of her slug rifle might be enough to just draw it forward and then shout and distract it with food.
Sure thing. Make your attack.
Well, it makes a loud noise.
More dead snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Council on Alderaan is going to get a letter from the planet. Okay, you fire off. You miss, sadly. Shao, you're up.
Okay, so hearing Captain Zep shouting at the thing, I'll start shouting too as I run the cart over next to Zep and Lexi.
Yes.
Oh, you bastard son of a Jawa! And I'll open the lid
cart?
and
Yeah.
turn it towards the Wampa and just dump it out, spreading this 50-kilo pile of stinking labfish tongue across the snow.
I like how you describe it. Stinking lapfish tongue all over the place. You just spray it out. I imagine it's fermented a little bit. It's kind of it's got that wonderful mucus that stuff gets when it's over it. Oh my goodness.
It's not
Fresh
like what is
sushi.
it? Sturströmming. Is what is it?
Surströmming.
Sturströmming. Yeah.
Sur.
I was just
Sturströmming.
Yes, so it's one of those fermented dishes that's unique. As you do that, the creature next to you, Vice, you can see its fairly small nose sort of flare, and its eyes fixate directly on this steaming pile of fermented entrails. And it doesn't seem to focus anywhere else. All of you actually notice that its focus has now shifted very much at this crate. Itura, what are you doing?
Probably just slouching against the door.
You can slip in through the door now. It doesn't threaten.
I had an idea of trying to sedate it like a pig with my baton, but
you look at your 30 centimeter long baton, and then at the 12 foot tall. Yeah.
I slip in.
All right. You slip in through the interstices of the door, and
You chose wisely.
yes, I think so. That brings us to the top of the round. The creature, it seems to be spurred on by this aroma, and so it moves past you very slowly, Weiss. Doesn't seem to notice you too much, and that's as far as it gets. It's really in pain. Its leg is completely destroyed as it's trying to get towards this food. Zep, you're up. You're shouting. It's certainly drawn it towards you, but it doesn't seem like it's focusing on you anymore.
Now that it's focused on that, can I circumnavigate it and try and get to Atora?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You kind of take a wide berth all the way around, and you'll get to about there, moving through the snow. No problem at all. Lexi? You can see Zep's trying to be sneaky in the snow.
How big of an explosion does an energy cell make?
It makes an explosion of exactly 4 squares.
Okay. Lexi is going to take a spare energy pack that she has in her pouch, and
Yes.
she's going to chuck it next to the pile of food, and then tell Shao that he better back off. I think you better just go back a few feet. This might get loud and messy.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your movement. Are you going to ready your rifle after that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna like just back up a touch. Yeah, so I'm still within like 20, I think it is.
Okay.
Or 10, whatever. It's 10 meters. It's weird doing it in feet and meters.
I know,
can't
it's
convert
weird,
on the
right?
fly.
I need to do it. So you are at this point, you're 9 feet away. So that's just
Okay,
under 10
so
feet.
I need to be
10
within
10 meters.
Yeah, I need to be within 10 meters.
Uh-huh.
So and then I'm just going to take aim at the energy pack, and as soon as it goes to eat the food, I'm going to shoot the energy pack and see what happens.
All right. Shao?
I'll just kind of be waving my arms around. I don't know, trying to draw more attention in that direction while stepping backwards.
Okay.
Slowly, carefully.
I like that. As a matter of fact, yeah. All right. You step back. There's no problems there. Whis, did I skip you? I think I did.
I think you skipped me.
I did. So I'm coming back to you now. Did you manage to heal up?
Yup, 2 points.
2 points? Yeah,
So I have 4.
those meg packs really don't pack a punch. All right, you've got your 2 points back. The creature has walked past you. What are you doing?
I'll take it or not.
You can see that Lexi is setting up to shoot it.
Well,
You can
maybe
see Zep is sneaking
I
around.
won't be dumb. I stay where I am.
You stay where you are. All right. You just kind of watch what's happening.
Yep.
Not a problem at all. Who is carrying the data crystals?
Yes, I am.
You are.
I do hope they are not broken.
I hope not either. I hope not either. But I would like you, if you would please, give me a. Let's see. I'm just busy reminding myself here. Give me a C-Force check. And if you don't have it, that's a sense feat.
Yes, I have C4s.
All right.
I have +6 on it.
Nice.
It's 13 plus 6, so it's 19.
19. Whilst you're staring at this Wampa, maybe it's the blood loss, maybe it was that whack of the creature, but suddenly you get this real sense of cold that seems to wash over you from the crystal area. It starts there and it washes over you. It's not snow cold. This is lifelessness, darkness, and death. It is definitely the dark side. You were muted?
Dark side is calling me.
Could be calling you. Could be.
I look at the pouch.
The 6 data crystals are there and seem to be intact. What they're doing, you're not sure?
Ignore it.
Yeah. Ichura?
Bleeding profusely.
You just stay bleeding where you are. All right. Just to remind you, you're down there. You're staying bleeding. That brings us to the top of the round. The Wampa lumbers forward. And what I want to have happen, I want Lexi and Shao, I want you both to roll a D20 and... actually, no, not a D20. Roll a D8 each. And then tell me the number.
6.
7.
On a D6? D8, sorry, D8.
Yeah.
I was like, 7? That's an interesting one. Okay, so, and you got a 6, Lexi.
Yeah.
Okay. You watch as this thing lumbers forward and with one hand scoops up the flesh with the power pack in it and lifts it up to its face to start eating. And it takes a great big bite. and that power cell kind of slips and slides in amongst all of the other bits and bobs, but remains in its hand right up next to its face. You may fire, Lexi. You said you were waiting for this.
Ooh. Ooh.
Can't hit the table, can't hit the creature.
Good roll the dice.
So I'm still within the 10. Do I
Yes.
still, because I haven't like moved from my kneeling position really, so do I still get the take aim bonus?
No,
or
because
no?
this is a reaction to the...
Oh, right, yeah, got you. Oh. 9.
First point.
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, yeah.
You can do
I
a
don't
force
think I
point.
have force points.
Yeah, I have one.
You should have
Everyone
one
has one.
as like
Oh,
a hero.
okay.
Yeah. So you can either re-roll a d20 or you can add a d6.
What
But with
did I
a
get?
9, you said
Yeah.
you got 9. It's your call.
I'll,
Has been
I'll
quite tough
re-roll
to
it.
hit this thing.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it. Still only a 15.
Still only a 15. You fire once. It buries itself in the mound of flesh, but it misses that little beeping, blinking power cell cartridge. Zep,
I'm gonna get over to Tora and try and guide them to Whis, and then try and get them both out of here.
not a problem unless you guys are resisting.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay, the three of you are huddled next to Wiss's tree.
I'm stuck like I've been bit by a fleek eel, so let's call this a tie and get out of here.
I think we should go.
Yeah, definitely a tie. Definitely a tie, they say.
It wasn't a nice, fluffy little one.
I like that. Okay. That's what you're doing.
I would rather encounter a Tauntaun.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be
It
friends.
did not. So you are all slowly making your way back. I'm going to just merge your initiative so you're all moving together. That brings us to Shao. You've watched as
Okay.
Lexi's shot clearly missed the power pack in its jaws. It will finish eating this 50 kilos of meat in, you think, a few more moments.
Just gonna, pump myself up a little bit, draw the blaster back out, and try to hit what Lexi was shooting at.
Give us your attack roll.
Please, don't take the dice.
A 6.
Yep.
Yep. There is so much snow dying today. It is terrifying. It is terrifying. These blasters are just sailing everywhere. The in a
Gods
couple
of the dice abandoned us.
yeah, in a couple hundred years, there's an organization called the Empire. They will definitely want to hire the two of you. So that then takes us to Itura, but you're limping along. Back to the top of the round. That creature. Let's do our D8s again, please, Lexi and Shao. Roll a D8 for me and give me a flat number.
2.
1.
Oh,
You both watch, having shot at this power cell, as it now consumes the flesh with the power cell in it, taking it completely out of your sight.
oh well.
It is munching down on the remains of the stuff. It's completely ignoring you at this moment in time.
Maybe
Captain
we
Zep,
should go.
Hmm. I second that.
you still doing your journey back?
The turret idea was better.
Okay, the three of you are making steady progress. Steady progress. Do you want to push yourselves? If you push yourselves, you can get almost to Shao, but it does require you to make a fortitude saving throw. If you fail, you will then get to Lexi, and then you will be exhausted for the next round.
We try? Do we try?
Yes, try to push.
Come on, we can do this. We got this.
We can do it.
All right.
It's a fortitude.
Fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude. Yes! That's a 20 plus.
Atura's motivated. She's good.
Plus 2, 22.
She's trying to get ahead of everyone, Captain.
Does a 4 help?
Oh,
It may. What did you get, Whis?
12 plus 2, so 14.
Okay, the two of you have a choice, Atura and Whis. You can help drag Zep through the snow, because the captain apparently is hot and sweaty and can't move very far.
And who is worst damaged?
Or you stick with him, and then you will make a small amount of progress.
I aim for survival. I'm going to push
You're going to
ahead
drag him.
because
Okay.
yeah.
All right, you drag the captain. You don't get as far as you'd like to, but you do get to there. Okay. As you're dragging, pushing, and pulling upon each other. Lexi.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Captain. We can do this.
Lexi's going to just cover the retreat of everybody else, I think. So she's going to like stay between the beast and everybody else and just kind of back up slowly with her rifle kind of thing, just covering the retreat.
Nice. So you're covering the retreat from everybody. Shao.
Shao kind of mumbles under his breath, I hope you're enjoying that extremely expensive dinner. And I'll run up next to the crew and also try to help them along as we
As you
escape.
make your way. Okay. The creature is sort of pulling up the last chunks of this delicacy. It is completely absorbed in eating this meal. And so you manage to make your way all the way back to the ship. And as soon as you are up the ramp, there's the little whistle from L7P5, and the ramp slowly closes behind you, and warmth starts to flood back as the outer frigid air is sealed away, and you are safely wrapped inside of your ship.
I'm going to the turret controls. I'm going to finish this.
Do we have 2 turrets?
Anger leads to the dark side, it does.
And I'm not too sure what if the turrets are kind of. This is a ship. I would have to double check what kind of weaponry it has, but it may be the kind of weaponry that leaves like a giant crater behind rather than just, you know.
I will tell you now. Did I give you its stats? I don't think I gave you its stats, did I? For the ship. I don't think I
You
did.
gave us the.
I gave you the map layout, but I don't think I gave you
Yep,
the stats.
the layout.
How awful is that? You have a surprise ship. Okay. So you are sitting in the weapons turret. We're going to say that it's a turret for now. It has limited range. I will bring up that map shortly. But you are sitting in that turret and training the guns on it. Is anyone taking off? Or what are the rest of you doing? Whis has gone to one of the weapons turrets.
I would be going bleeding on the control panels. I think I'm the pilot.
I think what there's lots of us that can pilot. I think it's Zep's ship, so maybe he might want to do the piloting.
Well, that was a fight I don't want to repeat ever again.
So
It was fun, but I don't want to repeat it.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Okay, where are you heading? Sorry, so Lexi, where are you heading?
all right, is Zep piloting the
Yes.
ship since it's his? Okay, right. Then Lexi will probably just drag it to the med bay, protesting the whole way. Like, come on, it's just you, and probably like telling Whis to follow because I think he looks slightly less bleedy.
Well, Whis is in
Then
the
Atura.
weapons control.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fine. Then yeah, she's just gonna drag it to the med bay.
I'm going to say weapons control is there because I don't think we finalized that. And we got this beautiful map that was made for us by Lexi. So I will share that with you now. And I didn't say the tokens. The beautiful tokens were made by Inky. Thank you for drawing them. They're absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
It was fun.
They're awesome.
All right, so you climb in, you take aim, you swing around. The gun turrets have a very limited kind of range available to them.
Question.
Yes.
Do I get a dark side point for this?
I don't know. It depends if you pull the trigger or not. So as you're swinging this around...
Well, we will see.
We will see. See, you do not. Do or do not. There is no see. All right. You are on your beautiful ship. You swing those guns around, Captain Jedi. You point it at the creature, which is quite happily eating the flesh that has been left behind.
Well, you put me in the communication zone?
I think that's where the gun control is as well. That's what we're going to say for now.
Maybe.
I couldn't...
The turret bay is where the little ladder is.
Yep.
Opposite the med bay.
You see what happens. You see what happens. There's the little turret bay. You were quite right. Sorry, my apologies. You are not in communications. You are actually in the little gun turret, which I'm going to say is putting you in the sort of brown space, right?
Yep.
But that's where you are. Because of the ship design, when you are firing these weapons, and they are significant, you gain +4 to your attack. The ship is very good at assisting you on this particular action. And you may make your attack.
Maybe it's good that I rolled 2.
A 2 + 4 is 6. You discharge. And the side cannon, it buries this blast in the snow. There's snow being pushed up in all different directions. It does quite a bit of damage. It's quite an impressive weapon. But yes, you missed the first shot. You get this tingling at the back of your neck, and that cold air, that cold touch seems to be reaching behind you. In the scanners, you can see the Wampers looking up and sort of bellowing at rage. Captain, are you taking off?
Tora was the one flying, wasn't she?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm being drifted to the med bay.
Okay. So, yep, Captain will fly away then.
Give me a piloting check, Captain.
Yep. 6.
The droid next to you kind of plugs himself into the port and controls and releases the landing, not clamps, but the ship is kind of in a park mode at the moment, and you were just trying to go up. So he releases the ship from that particular mode. So now its repulsor jets will lift it off of the ground. So next round, you'll hopefully be able to get going.
Why is it a manual? Who sets it a manual?
Ator can hear it in the med bay like, oh, where's the handbrake?
Okay, Ator and Lexi, you are in the medical bay trying to provide care. Can you give me a treat injury check? Lexi?
A treat injury.
Yeah.
Okay, you can use that untrained though, can't you? Yeah.
Well, you're in a medical bay, so it will help you. And yes, it can be used.
15.
A 15. I think the target's 16. I'll have to double check, but I think on a 15 you managed to stabilize Atura at the very least. You are in a medical facility, so you will slowly start to get your hit points back. Shao, what are you doing whilst all this is going on?
Shao's quite ready to get off this iceberg. So he would go, seeing that Artura and Lexi are in the med bay.
Yes.
This is blasting away. He would try to help pilot, jump in the co-pilot seat.
All right, Shao is in the house. You are in the co-pilot seat.
Pat the droid on his shoulder on the way by. Good job, LP.
He gives you a happy little whistle. You sit down in the co-pilot seat. Give me a piloting check, if you please.
Okay. 5.
Yep. You sit down and you flick some switches and you tap a dial and then you flick those switches back because you realize you have no idea what those switches are for.
Yep.
They just look good and you look
He
at
just
the captain.
flushed the toilet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out of here, Captain.
That makes 2 of us. I think actually I can safely say that makes 5 of us.
Yeah. There's a short, sharp whistle.
6. 6, sorry.
Whis.
Um,
The ship
I'm
is
about-
rocking. You can
Well,
feel
I-
the engines are building. Something's going on, but you're still point blank at this creature.
I have enough. I'm abandoning the turret. Going to the med bay.
I want you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 7 plus 4.
Okay. There's this slight urge that you could just pull the trigger once more, and then you would defeat this creature. But you manage to push that feeling aside and unstrap and go to the medical bay without too much remorse. You join them in the medical bay?
Yep.
Okay. Our 2 wonderful pilots, you guys can combine your next roll to take off. It really is not hard, but we do need to get above basic number.
We've got like 5 pilots on this ship, and it's none of us who can't take off.
I don't want to be that person, but my modifier is +6.
Yeah.
So Shao's not a pilot. I just want to help Captain Zep as much as possible.
All right. So give me a pilot check, Shao, and let's add that to the captain's check, which I'm not sure if it was a good one or not.
12.
12.
Mine is also +6. That means we should have got.
That gives you a +2, Captain. Captain Zep, what you get with +2?
Does a 5 help? That was a 1.
A 1. Yes, there is.
Can we just go?
It takes a little bit of time, but eventually, you manage to whether it's the 2 of you or whether perhaps Itura and Lexi feeling the ship kind of ramping up and then powering down, and then ramping up and then powering down.
Do we
It's
have a
This is
frozen
like-
instance?
Oh, what are those 2 idiots doing up there? Oh
You
my
should
God,
have let
how
me
hard
go
is it? Why aren't you just bleeding everywhere and then I'll have to clean it off? And it's, I mean, I thought he owns the ship. Surely he can fly the bloody thing. Do you know what I
He
mean?
really can't.
Oh, right.
That's why he's the captain.
Yes.
All
Zep
right.
is still bleeding from where he was struck, so
That's true too, actually. Eventually,
Why the ship is so banged?
eventually, the ship does manage to take off and break into the atmosphere, and then from the atmosphere, it gracefully slides out into the great darkness of space, leaving behind this almost pure blue, crystal-like moon and this far distant and forgotten planet. Where are you heading to? The stars open up, promising you the entire galaxy if you just point yourselves in a direction.
Farith Prime?
Why?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
That's where the crystals were going.
Well, do we help a dead man or just search the Jedi ruins?
Is there any way we can see what's on those crystals?
Yes, I wanted to check them and copy the data from it.
Okay.
Do we know anything about Farith 6 other than what we learned from
Your general knowledge? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very good question. And so what we're going to do is you are asking some good questions, and it's going to take a
And
little bit of research.
I have the
Okay.
text copied in its entirety from the obelisk.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Okay. I will require, this is a skill challenge and it needs to be completed by all of you. You need to get at least 4 successes before 3 failures. The DC is set, and I will give you the option of a skill which you will then have to use, and once you have used or contributed to this, you then cannot do so until everybody else has done so. So that's basically how it works. And so first off, out the gate, to learn more about Farith 6, I need an astrogation check from someone.
I have it.
All right, Captain, you're up. Give us an astrogation check. You try and bring up Farith 6 on the astrogation charts.
15.
15 is a success. So, Farith 6 is unusual because it orbits Farith Prime or Farith 5. It is known as a twinned planet. Although Farith 6 is tidally locked, and as a result, it has an awful climate. The one side of it is blazing hot, the other is freezing cold. But there is a temperate zone right in the middle of that strip, which is actually quite nice. That is at least what you have started to learn about Farith 6. Now, from anybody other than the captain, I need a computer use check as you try and search the holonet for more information. Itura.
That's 5.
Go
So
for
the
it.
target was 6. What was the challenge rating?
I know what the challenge rating is. You'll find out when you pass or fail.
Okay. 2 plus. That's a 7.
So guess what?
Hmm.
Trying to use the computer to research and look up Farith Prime or Farith 6 results in an error.
Was that a failure, or did we learn something?
You bring up Farith Prime and Farith 6 and it simply says error 404. It does not know what you were looking for. It does not exist as far as the holonet is concerned.
Oh, interesting.
I now need a knowledge check from either Lexi, Wes, or Shao.
Which type of knowledge?
Preferably knowledge culture, or bureaucracy, or history.
I have
How
only
many?
Jedi lore and archaeology.
I have world law. It's
I've
close
got-
as I've got.
I have politics and business.
I'll take politics. I'll take politics. Give me a knowledge politics check.
Okay. 12.
So you are currently on 2 failures and 1 success as you are trying to think and remember. From what you recall, Farith Prime was such an insignificant player that they didn't even have a seat on the Senate. But then again, there are 11,000 seats on the Senate, so you might not recall every single one that's present. But they've certainly not made any waves as far as you are aware. That means between Whis and Lexi, I need to gather info as you try and search social media pools and look for any kind of reference of Farith Prime or Farith 6.
I have a -1.
I have +8.
I think
Yeah.
I think Whis wants to do it.
Yeah.
If you fail this, then that ends the check and you know nothing about
Nope, it's 16 + 8.
Ah, that is a success. So you go trawling through the HoloNet, and then remember that there is also the Jedi Academy, and they have extensive records as well. So you try and get into that, and this time the Academy comes up with a "You are not authorized to access this information. Please report to Tython, and the archivist there will assist you directly."
Oh no, I need to call my master for help.
But that counts as a success. All right. That means, Lexi,
Yeah.
you have 2 successes and 2 failures. Another failure will end this, and that's all the information you get.
Oh, so no pressure. It's fine.
No pressure. It's fine. It is indeed. So, would you please give me, for better or worse, a pilot check?
Pilot.
Yes.
Just don't want to watch. Just don't. 18.
18 is a success. With your piloting check, you cast your mind back, and Farith Prime is a very far, far, far away from anywhere else. And it is unlikely that anyone will be traveling out to that area anytime soon, or even any time in the past. If you recall, the Governor Eldaris, he died a long, long time ago. So if there is anything happening out on Farith Prime or on Farith 6, probably isn't happening anymore. Or it's an isolated community that doesn't have space travel, because you're not even aware of any kind of port in that vicinity. And so the final check is a computer use check. Any one of you can make it.
Does anyone have more than +5?
I have a 6.
+3. Oh, there we go.
Sure.
Want me to give it a try? Ikura?
Yes.
Redemption for both of us. 11.
You try to work around that 404 by looking for references to Farith Prime. And there is almost instantly your console goes, it kind of flickers for a moment and resumes normal operation, but it comes up with that error 404 again.
Oh, there was something. I almost had it.
You did almost
Did we just
have
get
it.
a virus?
Captain, there is a flashing communications button on your panel in the bridge of the ship. Someone is hailing the ship, which is unusual since you are really the only ones, as far as you are aware, out here in the middle of nowhere.
Gonna hit that button and go for Papa Zep.
You hit that button, and as you do so, the hollow projector brings up this form of a very well dressed, very well presented looking individual. You're not entirely sure who this person is, but they are wearing it looks like quite heavy armor underneath some very long black flowing robes. Not that you know that they're black, but they're robes that they are wearing. They're quite dark in the hollow projection because that's obviously that sort of flickering blue. And the figure looks at you and says, "Captain, it appears that your computer is having difficulties. Are you aware that someone is attempting to access restricted information?"
Well, to be fair, didn't know it was restricted. Sorry about that. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, did anybody access restricted information here?
Nope.
Got a glitch a moment ago.
I'm hearing no's all around.
I suggest you correct your little error and then perhaps take your ship for repairs somewhere else.
Oh, you're right. I really should get this thing repaired. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, we're breaking up. Oh, and I'm going to hit the off button.
You hit the off button.
Nice one, Captain.
Boring conversation anyways.
Who was that?
I don't know. He was spooky, though.
It was a woman.
She was spooky, though.
Yes, sorry, I made a mistake. It's a woman, yes.
So,
Well,
we have a choice here. We're snooping somewhere where we shouldn't be. Do we continue, or do we just go the safe route?
Is the ship actually damaged?
You
Well,
can give me a
I mean-
repair check if you like.
I'm just Lexi's trying to figure out whether that was a veiled threat or just a repair check. $25.
You run a full diagnostic of the ship's systems, and the little droid helps you as well in the background. There was, a few moments ago, a rather malicious spike that appears to have been inserted into your ship's memory core. And during the conversation that the captain was having, that spike piggybacked the signal to a ship which is not too far away, but doesn't seem to appear on the scopes. And that transmitted pretty much most of your recent data from your ship's log, your destinations, where you've been for the last few weeks.
Right, we've been hacked, and I'm not sure whether that was just a veiled, you should get repaired elsewhere, so like in code, or we're going to need to be repaired very shortly. So we may want to get out of here.
Could I drive this time?
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to go to the med bay anyway, so
Xiao jumps right out of the co-pilot seat. Please.
Take
Lexi, are we done here?
I agree. I think
Question?
Yes, Wiz.
Did I make the copy of those crystals or not?
You were trying to access the crystals, right? So that was your attempt to discover more about Farith Prime and Farith 6. The crystals themselves, those you can load up onto the machine, onto a data console without a problem, and it slowly starts to access them. Unfortunately, they are so old that the encryption on them is going to take quite a long time. If you had a protocol droid, The protocol droid could get through them in seconds because they usually speak several million languages. Your computer, however, is going, well, this is ancient stuff. It's trying to reference ancient archive files and that sort of thing. So it will take you probably about a day per crystal. However, it seems perhaps that Atura has a plan.
What degree are protocol droids?
I beg your pardon?
What degree? Which degree are protocol droids? Because I can craft 5th degree droids.
You can craft 5th degree droids. That's an excellent question. While I look up that, what are you guys doing?
Let's craft a droid.
Where are you flying? Where are you heading whilst contemplating building this droid?
Well, maybe we should dock somewhere and repair or sell those bits of the stones. Gathered.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to Ferrith Prime. Maybe we can find more information on Ferrith 6 there, since it's a sister planet.
When you were doing your searches, both of them came up as being non-existent.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, is it-
maybe
Twin planet.
what kind of station is closest to us?
From here, if you look at it, the closest station is a station orbiting a planet called Dantooine.
Oh, Dante. We could go there to
Yes.
prepare to maybe recuperate or
Guy, did I get the impression that whatever was piggybacking our data, is it still doing it, or is it just like a...
It just did it during the communications. There was a
okay.
fairly routine but very
Right.
very well written little spike. You
Okay.
could try to re-engineer the spike to see who made it if you really really wanted to, but
It was more if it was still tracking us,
yes,
basically.
no.
was
At
what
the
I
moment, it's and you also realise that it will actually only transmit when the ship has an open communications link to the holonet or to the outside world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anytime we use our comms from now on, it will transmit this data, is what you're saying.
Only if it gets given the instruction by the
Got ya.
owner. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, you will need a protocol droid to be able to interpret these data crystals faster, but there should be a protocol droid on the orbital station over Dantooine without a doubt. L7P5 will happily set the astrogation course to Dantooine if that's what you want, Captain.
We should go to Dantooine. I think I'm gonna look to everybody else here that's in the room.
Yeah.
I think we should at least get our comms activated over there if you're saying this thing is tracking us, right?
Yeah. Seems like a bug. That's
It's
furry.
Let 'em know we're there.
Tracking us all the time. Only if we have like a direct comm open. And they have to know that we have a comm open to order it to track. So it's not as bad as I thought. But I will try and, disable it if I can.
All right. Well, either way, we should get repairs restocked and sell some of these goods. Well, the good. So Dantooine we go.
Yes. Permission to relieve you from the helm, Captain?
By all means.
All of you can roll a d6 for me.
this.
Just a d6, flat d6.
Or
Got a 4, got a 1 from the captain. Lexi, 3, and Shao,
6.
6, and a 4 from Atura. All right, so Captain, your brain triggers. You might actually know somebody in the way station over Dantooine. A rather nefarious Twi'lek by the name of Bilo Blagro. He was often trying to get you to transport cargo that was curious in nature And most of the time, I believe you would have refused him. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't do anything that shady.
But it is not shady, my friend, is what Bilo would often try to convince you. But nonetheless, you know that he is or was recently operating out of this Dantooine way station, and he has been useful in the past in his attempts to convince you to do something for him. He has been helpful in pointing in the direction of some legitimate business, I swear, on my Leku. It is legit. Yeah. So, but yes, you know Bilo Blagro definitely, most likely will be there. Possibly. The droid punches in the coordinates, the astrogation check. Do you want to confirm that, Itura, you are in helm? I think, Lexi, you are co-pilot, or are you working on something else?
I think if we've got somebody else that's capable of piloting, I'll probably just try and see if I can figure out this glitch thing. Spike. Track it, trace it, disable it, whatever.
Okay. All right. Itura, do you want to question the droid's astrogation check? It is an astrogation droid.
But you have to have it as your skill to use astrogation.
Yes. You don't have it?
I don't have it.
Okay. Then, trusting in L7's astrogation abilities, the ship is on standby to jump to hyperspace.
Captain, can you check these coordinates for me? I send them to Medbay.
Can I give an astrogate on that?
Yes, you do. It's only if you don't trust L7.
All right. 22.
L7 has plotted a very efficient course. It is a cautious course, however. It will take you a good 10 hours to get to Dantooine. You could shave 3 hours off of that if you skipped over a very small, looks like a rogue asteroid or something. You could shave 3 hours off, provided that the rogue asteroid is not vibrating.
All right, here's what I got. You can either take the long route or the short route.
Is L7 trying to be cautious again?
Yes.
I kind of like it when he's cautious. It makes less work for me. I mean,
I like the speed. I punch in the captain's coordinates.
The faster route? Okay, you punch in the faster route, and I am going to randomly choose... Shao, would you please roll a 1d20? Do not roll the same number that I have rolled.
You pick the
We are
lowest
trying
roller.
this junk of a tin can.
3.
I got a 19. You are fine. That asteroid is not variating off of its course. And yes, you have saved yourselves 3 hours. Within 7 hours, you will arrive at Dantooine. During this time, you can go through various healing processes, patching up one another, using the ship's very limited medical database, and you will all be restored to full vitality and wound points. I'm ignoring what the rulebook says in terms of healing time, so just so that you know. Lexi, you're trying to work out that data spike. You can give me a computer use check.
Mm, 13.
It's above your pay grade. Whoever did this is not some sloppy backwater slicer who's trying to impress somebody. This, you would hazard, is military grade? It's really impressive.
You know, she just muttered to herself unless somebody's around. She's probably in the little computer room of the ship, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think
somebody
this is the
really doesn't want us to find these Farth places. I mean, just coming back with a 404 would have been, fine. It's old. It doesn't exist anymore. But the fact that the Jedi needs authorization, that And then that instant message. This is... Or maybe getting a little in over our heads.
Whis is with you in that bay. He's trying to decode those crystals. So you hear Lexi's ramblings.
Maybe I should write to my master about this. Maybe he will know something.
Or it might draw more attention to us. How trustworthy is he? Sorry, I don't... how
he's
loyal
my
is he to, like, well, yes, I understand that, but how loyal is he to, you know, people that might not want us poking our noses in? That's what I'm asking. Is he one of those goody two-shoes types?
Well, I didn't think he was a suck up for the upper people.
Well, this might be worth a shot.
Are you going to send a communication to your master before you jump into hyperspace?
Yes, I will write a report, and I think I will encrypt it.
Encrypt it? Absolutely. Not a problem.
And then send it to
Okay.
to Titan.
All right. We're going to use that name you gave me. That's the name of your master, if that's all right with you.
Well, my master was in my backstory. He's called-
okay. Please give it to me. Yes.
He's called Vokabash.
Vokabash. All right.
That's a good name, that. Vokabash.
Do you have a race for him?
Well, maybe let's say he's human.
Human. All right. Okay, you send that short burst off to your master. Do you ask him any specific questions, or is it just a report?
Well, I just report what we found on the ice planet and ask him maybe he could give me a permission to check the data about the planet we wanted to go.
All right. Okay, you send that burst off. Anybody else doing anything while you're in 7 hours worth of transit? Apart from healing up?
It's, oh, go ahead. Oh,
I was just gonna say.
Go for it, Captain.
The captain was just gonna lay back, heal up, and rest his back from all the heavy amount of abuse he's put on it.
All right. Xiao?
Yeah, Xiao wants to ingrain these mental images that he took last time of the temple. So I'll be sketching on my what's it called? Data pad.
Yeah.
I'd like to craft hollow art with it. Make a
All right. Give me a roll.
3D image of the temple.
Lovely.
Hey, I rolled high. 21.
Oh, nice.
You get the dimensions down to pretty much within a meter of error, perhaps even less. It's a beautiful drawing. After 7 hours, it's spectacular. Yes, it really does look good, and it's technically very, very, very accurate as well. Itura, you're piloting the ship, but once the ship's once it's in astrogation, though, it really is almost autopilot. You don't have to stay there all the time. You can leave L7 to watch for anomalies and things, but it's up to you.
I'll be going through the little nuggets of the obelisk that we got and talking to Lappy, the L7P5.
All right. 7 hours. 7 hours pass, and what you wrote down reading it, it talks about that whole idea of transcendence and the Great Valley on Varith 6. It's a lot of it is religious dogma, as far as you can see from the Jedi, and there's lots of references to things that doesn't register within your school of thought. The ship drops out of hyperspace, and there is the not entirely green, but definitely very blue sphere of Dantooine. In front of it is a very large way station It has multiple levels. You can see multiple different types of ships. There are some freighters, some haulers. Give anybody who's looking outside, give me a spot check.
Eight.
Yeah, you're watching the monitors for all of the ship traffic, waiting for the station to give you a berth. Which it does.
25. I got 25.
You're idly trying to get through this coding of this spike, and you happen
Get up to take a break.
Yeah, you're looking outside. You're at 25. There is a particularly large cruiser that is on the far side of the station. You're not familiar with its configuration. It does not look like a bulk freighter. It does not look like anything other than a very large battleship. You can see at least 4 turbo laser cannons mounted onto its dorsal side, and it vaguely looks like, from what you can see, it looks like an arrowhead on its side.
Is that an insignia, or is that what the ship
No,
looks like?
the ship is
Looks
vaguely
like-
arrow-shaped.
okay.
Yeah. It's probably about 400 or 500 meters long, so it's a big ship, but not anything on the scale of a Republic cruiser, for example. But it is big.
She'll say, "Oh, have you seen the size of that? That's impressive. I wouldn't mind having a look at the engines on that thing. Maybe we should park on this side."
Which side do you want to park on?
The side that's opposite that big thing.
I see. Your docking clearance comes through. The docking droid. Welcome to Dantooine Docking Systems. Please dock at Dock 5B. There will be a 120 credit cost for docking. This is payable before docking. You are then approved to dock for 24 hours. Please enjoy your stay. Everybody kind of looks around.
I have that. I can cover that. Yeah.
You place your cred chip against the terminal, and there's the satisfactory charge approved. Docking Bay 5B is now open for access. Please note, this is a weapons-free station.
Do I have to leave my saber behind?
Do pointy things count?
General knowledge, all weapons should be left on the ship. You can take them with you, but there will be screens, at least some kind of scanner that will be looking for powered energy signatures. So if it's not powered, it might slip through. But then again, if station security finds you with a weapon, you violated station rules, and they could either put you in prison, they could fine you. On more unscrupulous stations, they might just chuck you out of the airlock and say, go get your ship.
I leave my knife behind.
You initiate docking procedures and you dock with the ship. Lexi, you do get a moment to see that Arrowhead's engines. She is fast. By the look of her, she is definitely sporting a Type 1 hyperdrive. That puts her at much faster than yours, which is only a Type 1.25. But in sublight speeds, she is probably very, very fast. And looking at her, you realize that she's an arrowhead in profile, but on her side, she's also an arrow shape. So she, if you look at her straight on, she'd look like a plus sign. But definitely very, very arrow shaped. docking is complete.
Take it this isn't a ship that I would ever have heard about being described or ever. No.
No, this looks like a custom job. Definitely not one of the mass manufactured cruisers. The way that our engines are sitting, the way that those turrets have been placed, this is custom work. Probably done in the core worlds or maybe someone in the mid-rim territories, but yeah, and this would have cost some money. Yes, Captain Seb.
I have knowledge streetwise. Does that help in any way?
Yeah, give me a check for knowledge streetwise.
22.
Well, now that you're closer to the ship, looking at her hull, you've heard rumors of ships that have got cloaking technology. And that cloaking technology is usually a mixture of shield emitters and hull configuration. If you were a betting man, you would think that this ship's hull is designed in such a peculiar way that it could possibly make itself invisible under a cloaking field. In which case, it's illegal in every part of the Republic.
I'm going to mutter that to my compatriots there after I get out of the med bay and just say, just keep that little knowledge in case we need it.
The airlock confirms that your ship is now ready and you may disembark at your leisure. You have 24 hours until your credit chip has another 125 credits deducted.
I will keep my saber for sure going in.
All right. Are you going to hide it or are you going to do typical Jedi and keep it on the side?
Nope, I'm keeping it where it is. I'm a Jedi. They should know. Jedi don't leave their sabers.
Okay. It's a bold move.
I'm going to eject my power pack from my blaster pistol and just carry the power pack with me.
Okay. That will
trigger. Never know when you need to make an explosive exit.
No, that's true. That is true. The rest of you, are you going in armed?
So our power packs, or energy cells, are they scrutinized?
Well, it'll set off the sensor that there's a power pack, and then the guard will ask to see it, and you just hold up the power pack. They can be used for weaponry, they could be used for welding equipment, they could be used for powering a long-range communicator. So the power pack is not illegal.
I will dismantle my shock baton and carry both separately.
All right, not a problem.
I'm just taking my toolkit and my comlink.
Okay.
Shao will take out his blaster and look at it. It's been fired one whole time. Wipes off the residue so it's nice and clean again. Puts it back in his bag. Leaves it behind.
All right. The station is a riot of color and music, all neon lights everywhere. Every little place is a bar or a cantina or something a little bit more flesh oriented. It is an outpost at the far end of the universe. That's what people want. There are traders selling everything they can. Most of it looks ancient, old, broken, stolen, or battered as they try and peddle their wares. It's a fairly large station. It is a giant dome over a big central market. And so you can wander freely through that. Every species of the galaxy seems represented. Every now and again you hear a grunt or a growl or a groan. It isn't an exotic creature. It is a trader trying to make a deal. What are you going to do?
I am going to go look for some treasure.
Could you be more specific on the treasure side of things?
It's what she calls treasure. That's what she says to her crew. She says, I'll stay on comms if anyone's got one. But all this, and she looks at like the piles of what to most people might look like junk. But she knows that sometimes people don't know what things are. They'll hide something that they think's junk and really it's treasure. Do you know what I mean? And you can get things for cheap. So that's what she's going to do. She's going bargain diving.
You're going bargain diving. All right. Absolutely, not a problem. Captain Zeb, are you sticking with someone else, or are you going your own direction?
I'm gonna hang around in a bar and try and see if I can get a little bit of information on Vareth 5.
Okay, that's what you're doing.
But
Shao?
I'm gonna be subtle about it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk with
You're not going to walk up to the barmaid and say, so, I could have got a Fareth Prime. You know where it is? Yeah, I get you. Shao?
Yeah, I'll go with Lexi. I'd like to also hit up the markets, and I'm going to be looking to trade off some more materials that I brought with me. I have some more exotic foods from DAC and some textiles. Yeah, I'll be trying to trade off those and perhaps look for things that could help us. Although we don't know much about Ferret yet, but
Yes.
I'd like to,
Gather
possibly
some.
do some research.
Yeah,
with
discreetly.
that.
Discreetly.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Itura?
I'm going to try and sell most of the little rubble that I got from the green obsidian because I
Right.
have like a handful of it.
Yes.
And if there are any antiquarians, I'll try to sell the piece of text that I copied from the.
Ah, okay. All right. Absolutely.
If there are any Jedi lore collectors.
There might be in a station like this. There might very well be. Wisp
And
before.
also-
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go for it.
Sorry, and also I like the idea of trying to craft a protocol droid head, just like the head, because that's what we're missing on our ship. So I'll try to like scour for parts.
All right. You're going to try and do that. Wisp, before you leave the ship, L7 says to you there's an incoming communication
Oh,
for you specifically.
I'm going to check it.
All right. It is a recorded message from your master. And he appears. Do you play it?
Yes, I played.
He appears in the little hologram, standing in his usual Jedi Knight robes, his hair slicked back and his very neat features looking at you. I have received your report, and I have to say I am concerned, my Padawan. The data crystals that you speak of, I am uncertain as to their contents. You should tread lightly. Did you mention, whilst you were sending your report to your master, about the feeling of the dark side from the crystals, or when you were firing on the creature? Did you mention that you were drawn to attack the creature?
No, I didn't.
And you didn't mention the dark side of the Force?
No, I didn't mention the dark side.
All right. The message continues. Often these older crystals can be tainted with the dark side. Tread cautiously. With regard to activating the archives and Fareth Prime, I have done a little research since receiving your message. It appears that Fareth Prime and Fareth 6, and as a matter of fact, all of Fareth, has been listed as off-limits for the Jedi. I have written to the Council to find out why, as there is no apparent reason for this, but I would advise that you steer clear for now. Let us get some more insight and understanding into the nature of this unusual situation. If you require further counsel, I am here. The message ends.
So I will go back to the station.
All right, and do what?
I'm searching for some curiosities, maybe, or the protocol droid to help decode the crystals.
Okay. So, Captain, you are discreetly trying to gather information. Everyone is actually discreetly trying to gather information. So, all of you can give me a gather information check. And if it is combined to being greater than 50, you will get what you are looking for. If not, then you will get what's coming to you.
Oh, gather information.
Gather information. Captain.
19.
19.
I'm not even trying to get. I'm just searching through junk piles.
Yes, but contribute to the roll nonetheless. If you roll
Dirty 20.
a dirty 20, that's 39.
18.
5. 18, you say.
Yeah.
And Shao?
14.
All right, you made it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, 60, 70 as a matter of fact. So, yes, you are discreetly inquiring about Farith Prime, Captain, and it's a very tall Ithorian who happens to be sitting next to you at the bar. And in his very curious binary, which is converted into that digital voice because of the vocoders on either side of his mouth, he says to you, I believe it is off limits.
Really now? Like, why though? Don't mind me. I just gotta make a route to there. I just want to make sure if I have to make a crash land in there that I know what the heck I'm getting into.
Our herd ship attempted to cross the path of Farith Prime, looking for reserves. At the edge of the system, we were engaged by something. We do not know what it was, but it discharged energy in our direction. It was sufficient to damage our shields, requiring us to stop here. That is all I know of Farith Prime.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Don't want to crash there, definitely. Hey.
No.
You've been a big help, man.
It is only fair that we look out for one another here in the deep space.
Be careful, by the way. If you get a communication from a spooky chick, I hear that she actually puts a virus in your system.
We will be cautious of incoming transmissions. Thank you for your assistance.
Thank you as well.
The Ithorian is stuck in a protocol loop because he's not entirely sure how to get out of that conversation, so he just quietly turns back to his foaming drink and gurgles on it quietly. Lexi, you have been looking around for parts, and specifically, what are you looking for? If you could find one thing in this market.
I think, to be fair, I've been thinking about it for a while because we've got an empty garage. So if I could find just the start of something that I could turn into like either a land vehicle or just like an air vehicle, but like a land speeder, just something that we can use on the ground, like when we're exploring kind of thing. Even if it might just be something that bigger that we can use to cart stuff with, but. Yeah, the beginnings of some kind of transport, or
you're in luck.
Whatever that would be.
There is a trader who has a skiff, which is a repulsor lift vehicle, and it can take up to 9 people. The problem is the skiff's frame is fine. The engine, however, is kind of missing.
Okay.
But he will sell you the skiff at what he calls an absolute bargain.
Mm-hmm.
He will sell you that skiff for the low price, the low price. And this is a deal that he will get into trouble with his boss when he reports the amazing deal he has offered you. He will sell you the entire skiff for 1,000 credits. Normally, it would be worth 15,000 credits. But
1,000 credit without an engine? It hasn't got an engine. And look, there's bits of rust here, and the shankcraft here is slightly corroded. And I mean, oh goodness, this thing, it would fall apart at the sight of anything.
the Rhodian, because he's a Rhodian, that's the green-headed with little spikes and these big blue eyes. He looks at you. He's basically told you that he will have to eat his 5th child in order to survive if he sells you this for anything less than 1,000 credits. However, you can give me an appraise check if you please.
Appraise. Oh, wrong section. Praise. Oof, I'm not great at that. Nah, 7.
You agree that 1,200 credits is actually better because the rust is actually a good sign. It means that the skiff is made out of good quality metal. And there is actually metal there to rust, so it's actually a badge of honor.
Seems legit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He will hold it for you for 24 hours.
Right.
Shao,
Thank you.
whilst you are hearing Lexi's voice in the background, seeming to go in various directions in this haggling process, you're not entirely sure how her culture does it, but your culture is very different. At least that's what you hope. You're trying to sell your silks. Is that right?
Yes.
What did you originally pay for them?
They're worth 300 credits.
Okay. You have found a dealer. He is a Tordarian. That is the blue creatures that have little wings and flap around and are very annoying. But he is quite eager in your silks because they're not very common. He will offer you 350 credits. You think you could probably bargain him up.
Yeah, my good sir, these are sea silks from the depths of planet Dak. Quite rare even in our homeland, but 350 is what I would charge simply as the service and transport fee, not considering the travel and how rare these items are here. So I would ask for 450.
You think I'm made out of money?
I think 100 more credits for such a fine and rare product is something that you can manage, and that will pay off well for you when you, in turn, sell it off again.
I don't know. These people that are in the station, they don't seem like they are wanting any kind of silks to me. It might be a difficult sell, but maybe I pay you 400 if you sweeten the deal. Give me an appraise check, if you please, as you enter into negotiations with this Toydarian. Oh, God.
12.
You are negotiating. You're haggling. It's going up. It's going down. At one point, maybe the cute little Twi'lek that was traveling with you that he saw is on the table for negotiations very briefly. He proposes it. I think, do you back away from that option?
Sure. This is not the kind of business that House Sorzo deals in.
I understand. Okay. The Twi'lek slave is off the table. Yeah, all right. Anyway, with your roll, you have managed to drag him to eventually paying you the princely sum of 520 credits for those.
Excellent bargain. Thank you for your business, sir.
These silks better be worth it, He shouts at you as you make a retreat from selling those silks. Itura,
Thank
you
you for your
were... Sorry.
business.
Come back next time when you want to make some money, he says as he flutters away. Itura, you were looking for someone to buy your shards. You have indeed found someone who is very curious in your shards, and the translation texts. You want a bangana? He knows of someone who may be interested, but it's going to cost you.
Cost me? Wait.
Ubango no logos. If you give him all of your crystals, he will introduce you to someone who will buy your Jedi text.
I want to keep some of the shards. How many? I have like a handful. How many is
Yes,
that?
let's say roll a d12 for me.
11.
You have 11 shards.
Okay. I can part for 8 of them.
Dar. A deal. This particular creature, you're not entirely sure of his race, but you think he's vaguely part of the Hutt line. Although he doesn't have a tail, he sort of waddles quite slowly. He leads you to what looks to be a very impressive and definitely out of place cantina. It has 2 very large men standing in front of it. One of them is a Gamorrean. The other is a very big and very tall human with muscles everywhere. Your contact waves at them and they let him pass inside. Inside, the clatter and noise from without is muted and quiet. And there are only a few guests in this space, and as you walk in, none of them pay you any attention whatsoever. No guba, nuch Jedi. And he points at a far table where there is a hooded figure sitting quietly drinking something.
I go to him.
You stand at the table, and the hood turns to look at you, and you realize it's actually a woman. Weiss, what was your goal when you were going onto the station? You wanted to try and sell something or gather some information?
2 things. I was searching for lightsaber parts because sooner or later I will have to build my one.
Yes.
And searching for the protocol droid to help me with the crystals.
That's right. Okay. There are a few bits and pieces of parts that you could find. There are no kyber crystals here. That's the main component of a lightsaber. They're very rare and not freely available, sadly.
Well,
but
maybe probably on Titan.
Exactly. The good side, however, is that you certainly find a protocol droid reseller, and he has various types of protocol droids in various states of existence. Some are working, some are not working, some are just shells. You want to buy a protocol droid, huh?
Yes, I want a droid.
All right, then give it
Can
to
you-
bargain 3,000.
3,000.
Speak 72 million languages. You won't find better.
And what about those not working?
You wanna buy the scrap? Ah, you fancy yourself as a mechanic, eh? I think you can put together a protocol droid. Let me tell you something about putting together protocol droids. Protocol droids is very difficult to put them together. It's not very common for someone to be able to put a protocol droid together, eh?
Well, I have a friend who is particular, and maybe she can repair it.
I think your friend is making you spend money that you don't need to spend because it's very difficult to put a protocol droid together. But that's fine. I will give you the protocol droid pieces for, let's say, 200 credits.
200 credits.
Guaranteed not to be working.
Hmm. $200 credits for not working parts.
You can give me an appraise check if you want to try and bargain him down. There is, of course, the risk that you end up offering him more.
Appraise, I don't have anything in appraise. I have a diplomacy.
This is
Maybe that will
unfortunately, this is not a diplomatic situation. This is very
Well-
hostile once the trader starts
Well,
getting into his...
I will try.
Okie dokes.
Well, maybe 16.
On a 16, you haggle up, and then you haggle down, and you oscillate around that 200 mark until eventually, after about 10 minutes of going up and then going down, and going up and then going down, you take it for 200 credits, or I will sell it to somebody else. That's the final line. And so you end at exactly 200. He also rolled 16, so you negotiate backwards and forwards.
Well, I look through my pockets if I can find something because I have only 100 credits.
I have 120, but how do we combine those?
You need to be in the same place.
Yeah.
Yep. He looks you up and down. I sell you half now. You come back and buy the other half later, huh? That way you can go and earn your money.
Well,
There's a bounty board. Why not go and collect the bounty? Perhaps you look like you could handle yourself in a fight. You are what?
well, I can take half of the parts for now.
All right. I'll give you the parts that are not working. He basically scoops some parts into a bag, and then he hands you over the bag. The bag is an extra 5 credits, but I will charge it on your second return.
Okay, that's good. I will pay him.
All right. Your last 100 credits slips away.
I have nothing left.
Itura, looking at you is this woman. You recognize her from the holo transmission. And she says, I believe that you have some Jedi relics for sale.
I take a beeline to the door.
You start running to the door.
Yes. She spooks me.
As you're running to the door, you kind of, do you glance back?
Yes.
Her hand raises and she just does that. And the
I'll
door
be
goes,
yelling for like, Captain Sam, Captain.
We'll be back next week, or whenever this next episode is, because we're out of time for today. Thank you all for watching. We will see you when we return. Anyway, till next time, thanks. Goodbye.